Welcome to MojoPlays, and if you still have yet to 100% the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we have a feeling it's some of these items that might be holding you up. But before we get into it, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Hestu's Gift. We'll start with the most obvious time-consuming item in Tears of the Kingdom, and that is, without a doubt, Hestu's Gift. Nintendo made getting this a little better than it was in Breath of the Wild. Link will often come across stranded, traveling Koroks in need of reaching their friends. You can fuse together whatever items are lying around to get them there, and these types of Koroks always lead to 2 seeds instead of 1. Still, there are a ton more just hiding around the overworld. Collecting them expands your inventory, while all of them gets you a shiny gold piece of crap from Hestu. With 1,000 seeds in total, it's probably the most frequent hurdle stopping players from reaching that 100%. Dusk Bow. Most of the legendary weapons in Tears of the Kingdom, those that reference past games in the series, are found in the depths after discovering maps on Sky Islands. Setting your sensor to notify you if you're near a treasure chest is also a good way to go about finding them. One of the ones that isn't found this way is the Dusk Bow, an homage to Zelda's bow in Twilight Princess. You can find the weapon in Hyrule Castle, but it isn't inside a chest, nor is it in a place most might think to look. It's in a destroyed section at the top of the tallest tower, either requiring you to skydive or climb to it. Honestly, it's one of the last legendary weapons I got because I had no idea it was there. Robbies Fabric.
Hey!
There are a few paraglider fabrics that take a lot of effort to unlock. In the case of Robbie, the eccentric scientist in Hateno Village, it's more tedious than actually hard, but still takes an absurd amount of time. In order to get this, you have to completely fill out the Hyrule Compendium. That means pictures of every monster, material, animal, and piece of equipment found across the game. Of course, you can pay him for pictures to shorten the time, but each one costs 100 rupees. There are still a few pictures you can't get this way of elite enemies, silver monsters and bosses, which he'll sell at 500 rupees each only after you've completed the story. All's Well.
Ah.
There are plenty of wells to be found in Hyrule, 58 to be exact. And after Link meets the NPC Farah, who's hiding in a random well, she'll head to Lookout Landing and give him the task of tracking the rest of them down. If you don't just feel like looking up a map, you can set your sensor to search for wells, which are usually found near stables and ruins. This is another one that doesn't necessarily test your skills, instead being difficult because of the time commitment. Farah will give Link 10 rupees for each new well he discovers, but finding them all earns him the All's Well item, a little snow globe with a well inside of it. Dusk Claymore. Here we have another weapon that references Twilight Princess. If Link heads to the Typhlo ruins near the Great Hyrule Forest, he'll meet Kazul, a researcher investigating the area. He'll point Link towards 4 stone slabs, each with a riddle on it. In order to fully solve them, you'll need to first beat the 4 main dungeons so that Link can gain abilities from the sages, which is a big reason why the Dusk Claymore earns its spot. The riddles aren't too tricky, but do take some investigating on your part of the entire area. Completing each one gets you some valuable gems, but doing all of them leads to the powerful two-handed sword, a reference to Ganondorf's appearance in Twilight Princess. Majora's Mask. Within the depths, players can challenge themselves through underground coliseums, which offer combat encounters for significant rewards. By far the hardest of these is the floating coliseum, found directly beneath the coliseum ruins on the surface. Here, Link must face 5 Lynels in a row, progressing in difficulty from the basic red-colored version up to the armored silver one. An extra layer of difficulty comes from the fact that they're also covered in gloom, taking away Link's hearts with each hit unless he has the proper meals to counteract the status effect. It's worth the effort though, as it gets you Majora's Mask, which makes it harder for most enemies to notice and attack you while wearing it. Armor of Awakening set. Clearly, there's a lot of armor to track down in Tears of the Kingdom, but the Armor of Awakening is harder to find than most others. It requires following a series of riddles left by the great bandit Misko. The first riddle is found in Gorombi River Cave in the Elden region. This leads you to a spot in the Tabantha frontier guarded by a flame Gleeok, which houses the Tunic of Awakening and the next riddle. Then it's off to the Colosseum ruins and a Thunder Gleeok this time. After defeating it and solving the puzzle left by Misko, you'll get the trousers and the final riddle. This leads you to the Thundra Plateau, where you must combine several logs and stick them to the southern pillar so that the shadow reaches the northern one. Doing so opens the cave to the mask, letting you resemble the hero of 2019's Link's Awakening. Addisons Fabric. A new NPC in Tears of the Kingdom is Addison, biggest fan of Hudson and always in need of help putting up signs. Doing these little puzzles is usually fun and gets you some minor rewards, but doing 81 of them, which is how many there are in the game, is a pretty big ask. While some are easy to find on the side of the road, others are off the beaten path, and it isn't as if they get marked off on your map or have a way to search for them with your Purapad. But if you're feeling up to it, completing them all will make Addison so happy, he'll give you his own special fabric for your paraglider.
Whoa.
Koltons Fabric. Koltin is even stranger than his brother Kilton, which is saying quite a lot. With dreams of transforming into a bloopy, he enlists Link to track down and kill all bubble frogs and collect the gems they leave behind. Bubble frogs can only be found in caves, of which there are 147. Boy, that is a lot of spelunking. You can light up caves at cherry blossom trees, though doing so will still light up caves you've already been to. You can also set your Pura pad to sense bubble frogs, but even that might go off far away from the actual entrances in a lot of cases. But if you want to grant Koltin's wish and gain his fabric, you better get to exploring. Ancient Heroes Aspect. Given that it's a sequel, it's unsurprising that Tears of the Kingdom features more shrines than Breath of the Wild. There are 152 across the surface and sky. Some of them are simply a Raru's Blessing, challenging you with reaching them by obstacles, strong enemies, or transporting a giant crystal to the proper spot. However, 152 is still a pretty big number, and the ones that take away Link's gear and weapons can be a particular pain. However, if you put in the work and conquer all of them, you'll earn the Ancient Heroes Aspect. Not only does it make Link resemble the Zonai warrior who fought Calamity Ganon 10,000 years before Breath of the Wild, but it has some of the highest possible defense in the game. Have you gotten everything there is to get in Tears of the Kingdom? Which item proved the most difficult for you? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great gaming videos every day.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.